What is up, guys, gals, and all you awesome minions of different shapes and sizes? It is me, Josh, aka Noir Proxy, bringing you some Destiny. What the fudge? Proxy, Josh, what's going on here? You're playing Destiny? I'm the dude in the back on the left. I look so pretty. Look at my arms. They're like all holographic and shizzle. It's so cool. But we are playing some Destiny today, and this is really, really odd, because I generally didn't cover much of Destiny when it came out. I did a little bit. I did like a little bit of a preview for you and stuff like that. And I played the game to death. I ended up playing the game to death. I did a lot of the raids. I did a lot of the multiplayer. I got a lot of the loot. And I ended up stopping. And then when Taken King came out, which was the DLC that kind of made the game like what it was supposed to be initially, I ended up going back into it and getting addicted again, and then I stopped, and then I've just slowly come back into it because I thought, why don't I review the game now that everything has kind of like become what Destiny was supposed to be? And so we are slowly working on a review for that. It's going to take a while because I need to do the Hunter class, which I never played as, and I'm also having to do the Warlock class, which I also never really played as. I only really focused on my tank character, as you can see here, the Titan, and I just love like tank warrior classes. It's that go-to class to me. I love the barbarian, the dual axe wielder, the guy who can take all the punishment but also deliver it with one massive punch to the nuts. But this is actually one of my first multiplayer matches in a long time. I used to play the multiplayer a lot. I used to kick a lot of butt in it, and you may notice right at the start of this that I just get my butt handed to me. But then things start to change. Something grows inside of me, a lust, a longing for pwnage. And I get better. And what's also interesting is that we're actually getting our butts kicked right at the start of this as well. And I'm not going to spoil it for you. This mode is called Rift. It's kind of like Griffball, if you've ever played Griffball in Halo, where you have a ball that kind of like spawns in the middle of the map, and then you have to kind of like take it to the enemy team's base and then like slam dunk it into their portal thing. So cool, so epic, and you actually get to see me do it in this map as well, which is awesome, so look out for that little bit of gameplay. But I would love to know in the comment section below, do you play Destiny? Are you really into it, or maybe not? This is the one thing that I really like about Destiny, and it's more about the multiplayer, really, because even though the campaign can be a little bit grindy, can be a little bit samey where you're fighting the same AI, and something that's kind of relatable actually to video games in general, where say like with like Halo or Killzone, with those games where you're always fighting the same AI over and over again. So like in Halo, you're always fighting the elites, the grunts, the jackals, and in like Killzone, you're always fighting against the Helghast who have assault rifles and SMGs, and it's always the same enemies, and they always look the same and stuff like that, and it always looks really annoying. But in Destiny, they do this really cool thing where, obviously, as we know, where everyone has different guns, everyone has different appearances, different looks, because when you go into the multiplayer, you're wearing your own gear, even if it's balanced out to a point where you're not having all the same like damage outputs and stuff. All of your abilities in your guns are still in there, because as you know, you level up your weapons with different skill trees and stuff like that, which is really awesome. And so you there's this feeling of variety, this feeling of it never been the same, because your enemies are always completely customized to their own preferences, and I think that's what I really like about the multiplayer, that every enemy that you face is someone different, in a way like their own AI in a way, which is kind of cool, because when you think about it, like campaigns, you're always fighting the same enemies, as I just mentioned, but then when you're playing the multiplayer of Destiny, it's always different. When you're fighting all the dudes, they all have like different guns. It's kind of like Borderlands. If you think of like Borderlands, if it was competitive, it's kind of like that. But at the same time, it's not like, say, like Call of Duty, where everyone's got the same kind of list of weapons that they can pick from. Everyone has different guns in this. Everyone has like different loot. As you can see here, look at all my different weapons. It's so cool. So many different like mounts of variety. And what's also awesome is, look at my assault rifle. This thing is called Will Not Bow. And when I got this, I squeed. It was just... Right, so there is a race in this game called The Fallen. We've probably seen The Fallen. It's one of like the main kind of like spotlighted races that you fight against. They're quite inspired by the elites from Halo, as we all know. Bungie made Destiny, so there's kind of like that like crossover between like the art style and stuff. But this gun is so awesome. I love assault rifles, and I was longing for like a really cool kind of like rare assault rifle, because I never got one. There was this long period of time, months, where I was not getting assault rifles that I really wanted, because I love assault rifles in this game. It's like my go-to weapon, and I ended up getting this puppy. This is a quadruple barrel assault rifle, and I have not been changing the weapon since. I just love it. Oh, look at that scoring, that was awesome. But I have not changed this weapon since. It's just so nice, so perfect, and I would love to know what you think too. What you think to the design of it. I also have the heavy machine gun version of it too, which is just as awesome. I just love the art style of the weapons in this game at times. There's some really good ones. There's obviously some bad ones, like the new kind of like template, kind of like like, there's this new way of, like, you kind of, like, level up your weapons and stuff, where you kind of, like, level up, like, grindy guns, where they look kind of like prototype weapons. They don't have, like, a personality to them in their looks. They kind of look like, you know, squares with, like, a little bits and bobs of color on them. And I think, what they're called, like, Hotaku kind of guns or something? I can't remember. Hacker guns? I can't remember. Anyway. But you get those kind of guns, and then you kind of, like, put them into the assault rifles. And what's awesome is that I can just keep this gun now, and I can just keep leveling it up, which is fantastic. So I don't have to change to a different weapon that might be a bit more powerful, because I can just keep leveling up this weapon that's just so uberly awesome and just looks fantastic. If anything, I just want to change the kind of color of it. I mean, it's a bit brown. It looks like I kind of like pulled it out of like a lump of sand in a way, or maybe a child made it out of sand while they were also preoccupying themselves with a sandcastle. I'm not too sure. But I'd love to know what you think to the gun. Do you play Destiny? Do you like it? What do you think to it? What's your favorite class? Like, I personally play as the Titan. I'm also using the, is it called the Void something? I can't remember. This is the thing. Even though I like Destiny, I don't play it immensely to the point where I know what everything is. Basically, my character's special ability, because you can switch between different abilities, is that he creates a bubble shield. And I end up actually... Now, this is the thing, because in this map, we were actually losing. We were getting our butts kicked. And as you can see here, I'm able to use my special ability to kind of, like, make a protective bubble that allows my runner, who has the ball, to get to the enemy goal. And he can kind of protect himself and then run at the goal while in that bubble. So he's kind of got, like, a little bit of a break to regain his shields. And it was that moment of me realizing this is how we're going to win. This is how we're actually going to make it through this match. Is that instead of just like blindly running into their base where they're all waiting to defend, what if we create our special bubble outside of their base, and that means that we can then focus fire on them a little bit, like just jump out, use our little bonus shield that we get from the bubble, and then take them down, but at the same time he can then use that bubble, the guy who's got the ball on our team, and then just run at their goal. And that's going to be the best way of doing it. And that is, it's the key to winning this, and it's the reason why we win. The fact that I did this, like, you know, without like playing this like mode originally and just like thinking on my feet, I was so proud of myself. I am not going to be modest. I felt like a badass doing this. And we win, we turn it around. Mega spoilers. I'd love to know what you think of this gameplay. Comment section below. Do you play Destiny? What is your favorite class? What is your favorite like character type? Favorite weapons? Favorite boss? Just everything. Do you not like the game? Why do you not like the game? Is it like a reason that I mentioned about how it's like the campaign's a bit repetitive and it's a bit grindy? I would love to know. I'm really liking the multiplayer. Maybe I'll play some more of it. I don't know. But comment section below. Let me know all the awesome knowledges and opinionage and everything. It's been me, Josh, aka Noir Proxy. I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of this gameplay because I've been talking way too long and we all know that I should shut up. But I will see you all next time. Ciao for now.